everybody in EDU 131 Child Family Community. I wanted to take this opportunity to review Module 1, give you a quick overview, and hopefully get you started on the right foot with that module. So as I had mentioned in the introductory video, we always want to look to our task list first to decide not to decide, but to see what it is that we're going to be reading, what we're going to be turning in, how many points that's worth, and when are those due dates. So let's click on the task list here in our course first, and you'll see that we're going to be reading Chapter 1, the resource folder contents, as well as your text, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, and Chapter 4, all the same. Within the folders, and I'm going to show you that in a minute, there are some supplemental materials. You do not need to, like for example, if the PowerPoints that go along with the chapter really don't help you, you do not have to look at those. They are created by the book company, and only material that is in the book is in that PowerPoint. So if you do better just reading and taking your own notes from the text, then definitely do that. If you find that you're easily distracted while reading the text and you need something to kind of focus you in and guide you a little more, then the chapter overviews or the PowerPoints might be helpful to you. I'll show you where all of that is located in just one moment. So back to our task list, you'll see that you're going to be going through chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4, that you also have a parent interview assignment overview, and it's in a folder as well, and I'll show you that in a minute. You're going to want to read over the assignment. What you're turning in this module, the first thing you're going to turn in is that parent interview. It's due on the 24th. Then you have a Module 1 journal. I'll show you where that is in a minute. You're going to turn that in on the 30th. You have Test 1, which is the chapters 1 through 4, and it'll be open from the 7th to the 10th. It does shut off on the 10th, and you can't take it past that date, so please make sure you are aware of those dates. All assignments are due by 11:59 p.m. So let's jump back into the course and see where all of these things are located at so that you can easily and quickly find them. So here's Module 1 Resources. This is a folder. So when you click on it, it opens, and then you'll see those documents that I was explaining earlier. There's your Chapter 1 Objectives and Overview. There's the Chapter 1 PowerPoint. Again, these were created by the textbook company. You may find that reading the text, highlighting, or taking notes, or however you normally navigate through course material might be better suited for you, and that is fine. Anything beyond those two are things that I've personally added. So here you'll see a video, The Danger of the Single Story, and that's a TED Talk video that I have added to the course. And it's very short, and I would love for you to go ahead and watch that though. So back to our course, you'll see that we have a folder for every chapter covered in this module. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, Chapter 4. Then there was that parent interview. That's one of the assignments. In fact, the first assignment due. If you click on this folder, there are the directions. So we can open directions and see what we're to do. Let's take a moment to look at this assignment so that you can feel comfortable getting started. So for this assignment, you're going to find somebody who is a parent to interview. And I'm very clear up here in the directions that I'd like for you to find somebody who is different than you. It might be that they're a different gender, a different race, a different socioeconomic status. Perhaps they speak a different language. But in some way, they should be different than you. You should not be interviewing any family members. The idea here is that you're going to, if you watch the TED Talk, A Single Story, you're trying to set yourself up to learn more about others to hopefully avoid chances of assigning a single story. So definitely want you to reach out to somebody different than you. If you need help in finding somebody to interview, I'll be glad to help you with that. Other students are fine if you feel like they're not just like you. So feel free to reach out to other students who may be parents. So then I literally go through here and tell you that you should introduce yourself. You should thank the parent. You should tell the parent what you're doing and what to expect as part of the interview. And then I give you the interview questions that you must ask, and they're here for you. And then you're going to also add 3 interview questions of your own. Now they may end up being follow-up questions, but you should be prepared with 3 questions just in case a follow-up opportunity doesn't really present itself during the interview. Then you would be ready and prepared to go on ahead and have 3 additional questions that are your questions. You'll have those. In the technicalities of doing this assignment, by the way, I purposely have this here as a Microsoft Word document, so that you can open it and then you can type information right in here and not have to retype the question. So feel free to do that. The last part of the assignment is that you are to write a little summary of the interview, and I'm talking about this part right here on your screen that I'm describing. And you're going to discuss how you felt the interview went and how it relates, how the responses you received will assist you in your coming study of the child in relation to the family and community and your role as teacher. Your summary should be limited to 1 page. If you can answer and address all of that in less than 1 page, that's fine too. But I don't want you to start going into like a large paper. So just make sure you answer all the questions. Might be a paragraph, might be 2 paragraphs, but it shouldn't be more than a page. So you'll create all of that using Microsoft Word, save that document using your last name and parent interview, and then you'll upload that saved file to Moodle, and I'll show you where to do that in just a second. Alright, so back here in our course, we are in Module 1, so here was where we just saw that, the parent interview. Here's where you turn the parent interview in. You click on here. You can see yours looks slightly different. You do not have this submission status that I have on my screen. You do not see that on yours, so don't be alarmed if you don't. You'll have a button here that will let you upload or add submission right here. I'm sorry, you don't have this. You do have this. You will add a submission. That saved document that we just talked about, you'll add it, submit it, and then right here where it says no attempt, you should see your paper. If you don't see that file, that paper, the interview paper, then I can't see it either. And when I say see it, I just mean it's showing up as an attachment. Okay, if you need help with those kind of things, there's always help through distance learning in the Academic Success Center. Of course, I'd be glad to try to help you as well, but there is help out there if those kind of technicalities of the course are bogging you down. Next, you have the Module 1 journal. And so the way journals work in Moodle, if you've never done this, is here is the entry of what I'm looking for. Then you click Start or Edit My Journal Entry. And then this box is right here, and you can type right here. And then you click Save Changes. Okay, so you can go in there and edit it. Very rarely will I go in there and attempt to grade before the due date, so if you want to start it and be able to go back to it as long as it's before the due date, that's fine. If you try to make changes after the due date, chances are great I've already graded it, and if something like that comes up, you should alert me that I need to look at it a second time. So that is how we do the journal. The only people who can see the journal are you and I. Your classmates cannot see it, so it is a private communication between you and I. Just want to make you aware of that. And finally, the last thing here you see, you do have a study guide for Test 1, and then here is Test 1. And Test 1 will only be open during those dates that are given in that task list. But the study guide's open at any time so that you can work on that. The tests are timed. They are subjective questions, true, false, multiple choice, and you should, if you are prepared, have no trouble in completing that in a timely fashion. So that is Module 1. If you have any questions, concerns, need any additional directions, clarification, please don't hesitate to reach out and contact me. Again, all my contact information is in the syllabus so that you can find me on campus, call me, or of course email me. All right, good luck with Module 1. I look forward to reading your work as